I never thought the day would come that I could say that I am proud of a racist, of a threat to democracy, of a dictator. And I'm talking about our president, President Trump. And those characteristics, along with many other negative ones, were attributed to our president by the Democrat Party, who represent the true definition of those words. Reportedly, I hear that President Trump struck a peace deal between Israel and Gaza. I have never known a Hitler, which was one of the attributions they gave to him. I've never known a Hitler to want world peace, want people to stop being killed in these endless, unnecessary wars. I've never known a racist that's willing to help all ethnic groups come up economically. And I've never known a dictator that wants you to have the freedom to choose if you want to get a shot or not. And it's for free speech, and it's also for the Second Amendment. I've never known that. But if that's the new definition of it, I am all for it. You know, you guys, after President Trump struck that peace deal between Israel and Gaza today, you had Democrats coming out giving him praise. Some prominent ones like Bill and Hillary Clinton. And I'm wondering why now they're giving him credit. You know, after Hillary lost to him in 2016, she's never been the same. She's been on a lot of left-wing bought and paid for news media talking about how he was illegitimate. She was also behind that Russian collusion hoax, tried to frame President Trump, saying he colluded with Russia, which was the reason why she lost. And reportedly, it was found out that she had stolen the nomination from her own party member, Bernie Sanders. So, I mean, once, twice, 3 times a loser. At any rate, you guys, it's just interesting that they came out, both of the Clintons, giving him praise. You know, a lot of people are talking about Epstein now, and they want to link Trump to Epstein some kind of way, but Bill Clinton reportedly has broken records on that island with the amount of times that he reportedly has gone there. And they both were supposed to be subpoenaed before Congress this month, reportedly. So I'm wondering if now they're coming out singing a new tune so that they can get out of jail free card. At any rate, you guys, I am so proud of our President Trump for trying to create peace around the world, trying to work in the best interest of America and American citizens. And he just keeps on winning, you guys. MAGA.
All right, Shalom.
Never thought the day.
First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Makakwadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders, GMS, who rule well, teach well, being great examples for his younger brothers. And peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect out there pushing his word in truth and in sincerity across the 4 winds in the name of Yahweh Bashem Al-Shai. Pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the believers, the listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashem Al-Shai. All right. And what you just heard, okay, is what the elites want. All right. When they push this psyop, okay, called Donald Trump. Okay. That's the results of what they want. All right. Of people, you know, trusting, okay, in this devil. All right. And who's going to be at the forefront? Niggas. And who's going to be at the forefront of the niggas? The nigga woman. Okay. Now, she just went into all that madness, that spiel. Okay. Don't have a clue of what the hell she's talking about. Okay. But it's all centered around praising Trump, which that goes back to the worship, all right, of the emperors. All right. Back in ancient Rome, we'll get into that. Okay, but completely lost, man. Okay, completely lost and behind. You know, trying to sound deep. Okay, going into, you know, the Clinton families of the Russian collusion. All these devils are off, man. And we just went into this the other day. You know, the enchantments behind politics. Okay, and this is how they want the masses to think. So whether you're for Trump or against Trump, it plays into the favor of the elites. All right, because you're lost, you're distracted. All right, and she said if this is what a dictator, okay, if this what a dictator is, she's all for it. Okay, and this is the mind games, all right, and the psychological operations that the elites play on the minds of the masses, man. Okay, it worked. You see the way that she think, the psychological operation worked. Okay, and this is why I already know the response of Jake. We told you that they was gonna make Trump be a hero for this peace deal. Okay, we told you that he can do 2,000 things to destroy the economy, you know, to create war, to forward war. Okay, to forward AI, this digital prison. Okay, but he can do one thing, the so-called peace deal, and now, all right, he's a hero. Okay, we told you through Spirit Yahweh Shem Al, we told you they was gonna praise this nigga with this peace deal. And who's on the front line? The one and only. Okay? Speaking about, the devil wants peace all around the world. All right. I have no clue that this man is the instigator of every conflict. Every missile that's shot in the world, you can link it back, okay, to the American government. Okay, what the hell is she talking about, man? Okay, this man is bringing the technocracy right before your eyes. Okay, a digital prison. Okay, and she represents the millions of people that think like that. And this is the purpose of Trump. All right, to soften the minds of the simple for the new world order. Now, let's get some precepts. This is Isaiah 42:19. It says, who is blind? All right, I read this in NLT. It says, who is blind is my own people, my servant. Who is as deaf as my messenger? Who is as blind as my chosen people, the servant of the Lord? Okay, so there's no one that's more blind, lost, and left behind than Israelites, man. No one is on earth is more behind and lost, okay, than Israelites, man, outside this truth, man. Okay, and especially, all right, the simple nigga woman. All right, trying to sound deep. Okay, don't know what the hell she's talking about. All right, Proverbs 9:13, it says, a foolish woman, okay, is clamorous. She is simple and knoweth nothing. Okay, and the fact that she's even trying to speak on these things, she don't have a clue of what's going on. Okay, you just think she sounded deep, and like she owned something. She's okay, but it just goes back to emperor worship. Okay, there's nothing new under the sun. It's all an enchantment. This is someone that we just listened to, someone who's heavily enchanted. All right, and think they got it. Matter of fact, let's get that, and then we'll get that. Let's get Proverbs. I think it's 26:12. All right, Proverbs 26:12. It says, "Seest thou a man wise in his own conceit? There is more hope of a fool than of him." And let's read this in the NLT. Proverbs 26:12 NLT. There is more hope for fools than for people who think they are wise, man. Because it's nothing you will be able to tell that nigga. Okay? She got it figured out. And a lot of our people are like that, man. And a lot of our people that has been the Democrats for years, all right, have jumped on the Republican bandwagon and they think they've elevated. They've evolved. Okay? And they just went from one enchantment to another. All right, and it's them in the worship, okay, of an emperor. All right, so let's go back here. Let's get this real quick in the chat. Come on now, pull up now. Wow, man, I gotta put it in. All right, I'll put it back in. Was emperor. All right, so was emperor, all right, worship popular in Rome? It says, yes, emperor worship was very popular, all right, in the Roman Empire, especially from the first century BCE onward. All right. It said it begins with Julius Caesar, who was declared divus, all right, divine after his death. His adopted son Augustus allowed limited worship of himself during his life, mainly in the eastern provinces, but fully accepted divine honors after death. In the eastern province, like as Asia Minor, Egypt, and Syria, emperor worship became extremely popular. These regions already had traditions of honoring rulers as gods, so the Roman emperors was easily added into local religious life. In Rome itself, people were more cautious. It was rare to worship a living emperor there, but after their death, emperors, all right, were often deified by the Senate and given temples, priests, and sacrifices. Emperor worship wasn't just religion, it was a show of loyalty to Rome and the emperor. Cities built temples and held festivals in the emperor's honor to prove their faithfulness to the emperor. Refusing to take part, for example, many early Christians, followers of Yahushua, all right, refuse was seen as treason or disloyalty. Okay? So is today, as we follow Yahushua and we're not bending the knee to this system, they're gonna, link that to treason. Okay? It says temples to Augustus and later emperors existed throughout the empire. Emperors like Caligula, Domitian, and Commodus demanded worship while still alive. The imperial cult became an official institution with priests and altars dedicated to the emperor's genius spirit. Okay? To the emperor's genius spirit. All right, and what is she doing? She's boasting on Trump as if he's some type of genius. Like he's out here just making deals and bringing peace to the earth. Oh, nigga, you see, lost as hell, behind as hell. Okay, it says so while attitudes varied by region, overall emperor worship became a central, unifying, all right, religion of the emperor, blending politics, loyalty, okay, and religion. Okay, so this was a common thing amongst Rome, all right, to worship the Caesar, all right, the emperor as a god or a deity, to look at them as some divine genius spirit, all right, and this is the enchantments that's still on our people today, because there's a lot of Jake that was into that. Okay, so what we're seeing is like we went into yesterday is the enchantments, behind the politics, man, to where these men, all right, these devils can do no wrong. Okay, there's nothing you could convince her and people that's enchanted like her that this devil can do wrong. Okay, she's linking this devil to world peace. Are you goddamn crazy, man? Okay, let's go here. Let's go here to the book of Revelation, chapter 6. All right, Revelation 6 and 4. It says, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given, all right, to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. Okay, and this is speaking of Esau and his power structure, man. Okay, Esau within this power, sitting on the horse was a position of authority. So Esau, Edom, and his authority and his government, okay, will be given power to take peace from the earth. Okay? Esau, the devil has either he's directly at war with nation or he's financing and training and arming, these proxy, all right, militaries for conflict. Okay, but either way, every bullet, every missile, okay, that's shot in the earth, you can link it back to this devil, man. This man's the opposite, okay, of peace, man. Okay, this man's been at war, all right, uh, throughout his entire empire, World War One, World War Two. Those Edomites at war with each other, man. Okay? No other empire, all right, had as nowhere near as much war and death, okay, as the empires of Esau, Edom. Okay? but now this nigga's being linked to world peace, man. And we know, okay, what peace and safety is leading to. But let's read this, we'll close out. All right, this is the book of St. John, chapter 8, and verse 32. Okay? And it says, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Okay? Free from what? The enchantments. Okay? We see everything for what it is, man. We're on the outside looking in and able to analyze these things in the spirit. Okay? Understanding what's what. Okay? Not with partial truth and, twisted truth. No, the complete pure truth, man. Okay? Which has freed our minds from the enchantments of the devil. So that's the point, Lord will, you brothers, all right, and you sisters edified. Once again, we give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakwadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers, and peace and blessing salutation to the hopeful Shalom.